The idea that Donald Trump is anti-system, that he's going to drain the swamp, a swamp he's been swimming in his entire bloody life. We're so busy fighting among ourselves that we don't look up to where the real control of humanity is being orchestrated from. And it ain't Donald Trump, he's a gopher. It ain't Putin, he's a gopher. It's not the leader in China, he's a gopher. These are the pennies that have to drop. Otherwise, we'll go on following the myopia. What's Trump going to do now? Until the prison cell slams shut. Is it really a coincidence that if you go back to the 1930s, Elon Musk's grandfather, Joshua Haldeman, was operating out of Canada. And he was pushing, promoting, was a big wig within something called Technocracy Inc., which came out of the United States, and he was pushing it in Canada. And Joshua Haldeman, as I explain in detail in my new book, The Roadmap, was a supporter of Hitler and the Nazis. And he was arrested at one point in Canada because of that, and Technocracy Inc. was targeted. So he then ups and moves in the 1950s to apartheid South Africa, because he and his missus absolutely supported apartheid. And it was there, through his daughter, that Elon Musk was born, before he came back with a lot of other people in the so-called PayPal mafia later, who were also connected to South Africa. So Technocracy Inc. produced a map, Haldeman, etc., of what they called the Technate. And basically it was control of the Western Hemisphere from North America down through Central America into South America. And when you look at the map, it's very, very interesting, because at the bottom in northern South America is Venezuela. It's Colombia, which Trump is also picking fights with. It goes up through Panama and Central America into Mexico, which he's also starting to pick fights with, into the United States, up through Canada, which Trump, having never mentioned it in the election campaign, immediately started afterwards talking about wanting Canada to be a 51st state of the United States. And then at the northern end of this Technate, on this map promoted by Elon Musk's grandfather, is Greenland. And also on it is Cuba, which they're now talking about targeting. So what is happening is not the end of the globalist world order. It's the next stage of it. It's destroying the current status quo, so another far more extreme and with even greater deletion of freedom, can replace it. And if we don't understand that, you're going to have the people on the MAGA right cheering their own bloody demise. The idea that Donald Trump is anti-system, that he's going to drain the swamp, a swamp he's been swimming in his entire bloody life. It's not by accident that I refer to naivety as one of the major human psychological diseases. It's naivety in so many ways that got us here. And you know, when you look at what happened in Venezuela when Maduro and his wife were arrested and taken out to America, the speed with which it happened and the lack of military resistance to what happened was like, what? How could it be so easy? In, arrest, out. And currently, as I speak, that regime is still in place. It's just got a different leader at the moment, while the other guy is on trial in America. And something clearly went on that led to basically the Venezuela authorities putting their hands up. Okay, take him. Otherwise, it's unexplainable, the lack of resistance, the lack of protection of the guy. Now, around the world, there will be other deals going on. We'll have this bit if we can have this bit and you have that bit. Because we're seeing this sequence unfold to literally the new world order replacing the old world order, but with the same global cult in control. And another thing that's happening is that people who would normally, you would have thought, that's what they claimed anyway at one point, were standing for freedom and were pushing back against what they saw as tyranny. That group is now being played off against itself and is going to war on itself. So what you've got is the softer, for want of a word, the softer Trump MAGA support, looking at what he's done, and actually not a million miles from here, someone predicted exactly what he would be doing when he came to power. They are looking at what he's done since he came to office the second time, and they're saying he's not doing what he said he would do in many, many areas. And he is doing endlessly all the things that he said he wouldn't do. What's going on? Well, what's going on is that it was a mind trick all along. he was just telling you what you wanted to hear so you'd vote for him. And when he got into power, he did and is doing what the cult demands of him. The cult that actually, behind the scenes, put him into power. Who was one of his biggest funders? Yeah? Mrs. Adelson, Miriam Adelson, who is a Zionist to her DNA and beyond. Who was another? Elon Musk, the technocrat, with the grandfather, with the map. And as that softer MAGA starts to drift away, the extreme MAGA, and we're seeing who they are now, is becoming more and more fascistic in cheering on Trump, imposing his fascistic regime and agenda, although it's not his, it's theirs. And so what I've been trying to get across all these years is that if you focus on the myopia, you focus on the politics and the corporate level and the world, if you like, of the scene, then while you're doing that, oh, look, it's here, this is what it is, it's politics, it's left or right. They are running the show, and they're laughing at you because they control left as they control right. And, you know, people talk about what's the solution. Well, let's think about removing the cause of the problem. And it is that humanity has been manipulated into rigid, unquestioning belief systems. And those belief systems, whether they're religious or political or whatever, are then played across each other or played off against each other. So we're so busy fighting among ourselves that we don't look up to where the real control of humanity is being orchestrated from. And it ain't Donald Trump, he's a gopher. It ain't Putin, he's a gopher. It's not the leader in China, he's a gopher. These are the pennies that have to drop. Otherwise, we'll go on following the myopia. What's Trump going to do now? Until the prison cell slams shut. And that prison cell is planned to be the fusion of artificial intelligence with the human brain. So artificial intelligence controlled by that becomes the human mind. Anyone think at that point that there will be any thought, any perception of being a dissident to the system, of questioning the system, of asking who runs the world and to what end? Anyone think that when that AI human fusion is in place, that those thoughts will manifest? Of course not. But then that's the idea. And we need to put down the fault lines of divide and rule. I don't care what religion you have. I don't care what political ideology you have. But if you go on fighting for your belief system to prevail, then you'll fight until the prison cell door slams shut. It's time for a total re-evaluation of what this world is, who's really controlling it, and to what end.
Yeah, like, yeah. What are the chances, huh? What are the chances? Elon Musk, grandfather is Nazi, racist. You know for them beliefs already. Now, Elon Musk come anti-human over cause AI business and robot, transhumanism. That's his liking, his love. So it's no coincidence, people. No coincidence. And we see Elon Musk joining with Trump. They quote unquote fallout. But what? The Technate is still going forward. The Technate is still in effect, people. So it's all one club. They might have their falling out for the media, for us, to join them and fight against each other, divide and separate from what's the real essence of our life right now, people, and what we can do. And that's joining forces and work against these guys. Work against these guys' planned agenda. It's so blatant, people. It's so blatant right now. It's crazy still. It's crazy, people. This whole Elon grandfather and everything is just, yo. Everything is in our face right now, people. Everything. This whole Venezuela, Trump telling you he's gonna run Venezuela. He will be running Venezuela. It's that point, people. It's that point. As David Icke said, it's just endgame. Endgame right now, people. That's why everything in our face, nothing to hide. Nothing to hide, people. Yo, it's just, wow. So we need more conspiracy theories again, though, people. I tell you, it's like conspiracy theories, people need to exist again. There is no conspiracy again. When they tell you everything, there is no conspiracy. Elon father was a Nazi, racist. Now his grandson is an anti-human, anti-life, pro robots, pro brain in a chip, connect to AI. Yo. And we see what Trump is, people. We see what Trump is. See what Trump is. The worst of the worst of the worst. The worst of the worst of the worst. That's the only description I can find right now fitting of that character, that orange thing that poses as a human being. Hey, people, we're at a stage right now where it's all or nothing right now. All or nothing, people. So we have to decide. Want to live in a prison cell forever, or want to break free, people, and do something? Give history a revolutionary push. That's the only thing we can do.